Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool folding out window card. I know that this is a little bit different than what we did last night, but I figured out a better way to do this. So I'm going to start with a piece of sweet sorbet, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score it at 4.25 to make my card base. And then I am going to attach this to the front of my card base. This piece is 5.25 by 4 inches, and I'm attaching that to the outside. Okay, and then to do that piece on the inside, what we want to do is we're going to make a window here, and we're going to have a piece that folds over, and then that will line that up, and that will show through the window. So I am also going to add this to the inside, but not quite yet. Okay, so now we need another piece of cardstock, and I am going to cut this to 5.25 by 8.25. So, and the reason why is this is the inside of the card and it's going to fold out. So it will make sense in a minute. So we're going to cut this at, oops, sorry. First we want to cut 1/4 of an inch off so that we have this at 8.25. Okay, now we have a piece of white that is 8 by 8.25 by 5.25. So it's going to fit on the inside of the card. We're going to score this at 4 inches to make that fold for the inside of the card. And then we're going to score at 6 1/8, which is actually the last mark here before you move to the extended arm of our cutter. Okay, so we have 5.25 by 8.25. We've scored it at 4. And now we're going to make a Z-fold pattern. Let me move my cutter out of the way. Okay. And I'm going to use my bone folder. I'm going to really score this. Okay. But what we're going to do is this is going to attach here, and we want to make our window. So I have my die, and I'm going to place my die so that we can line up our window. I'm just going to place my die here, and I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to press down. And that's going to make a little impression on the inside, and then we can run this through. You can see where the impression is, and if you want to, you could take a pencil and you could just kind of outline it. So you can mark the corners. And so now I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Okay, so now we have our square, and you can either use this square or you can cut another one out of a piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to add this to the inside. So I'm going to fold that over and do this. Okay. And now I want to put a piece of cardstock here, or designer paper here. So what I'm going to do is I want to use this piece of designer paper. And so I'm going to outline. I'm just going to draw an outline with my pencil. Okay. And I'm going to pull that off. And now I will die cut that, and then that will fit on this side. Okay, so now I've die cut this piece, so I'm going to add this to this side. And there we go. There is our card. So now, let's say this was my piece. This is going to fold out and it will be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to decorate my card. Okay, and I'm going to use this as my piece here. But first I'm going to put some designer paper on that. Okay, I'm going to cut two pieces that are 2 inches by 5 inches for that piece. Okay, and I'm going to go just a little tad over 5 inches. There we go. Okay, so these will go on here. There we go. Okay. So what I was doing there was I was checking, since I had cut these two pieces next to each other, this matches up, as you can see. So now I'm just going to move this part over, not that that matters. Your pieces don't have to match up. You can use different pieces of designer paper as well. Okay, so now, okay, I have my piece of red that I'm going to use. That's going to go here. And I am using the piece that I cut out, but if you don't need to, you can cut another piece. And actually what I'm going to do is trim this down just a tad so that it fits through that window. So I'm just going to cut a fraction, like a 1/16 off. So like this. And then the card will move a little bit better. Okay, so now it will fit like this through the window. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece. This is the larger scallop die. This is the die that I just used. And so I'm going to cut those together and make an outline for this piece. So, okay, so this will go on here. So I only want to put tape on this part. And maybe what I want to do is do it this way, so that if you do flip it over and you see that designer paper, you know. Okay, so I only want to put tape on this part here. I'm going to use my seal on that side. And then this will, there we go. That works. Okay, so now I'm going to cut a piece here. Okay, so there's our piece. And actually, when I cut this, this was the center, so I could use that if I didn't want one that was decorated, but I don't have to have one that's, although that looks nice when you open it up and it's decorated. So, okay. So now I'm just going to very carefully add some glue to this because I don't want this piece to get caught on it. But because we trim this just a tad, I think we're okay. So I'm going to add some seal to the corners. There we go. Okay, and then this will look like this. And there we go. Get my glue off of there. Okay, so there is our fold out piece. So now we just need to decorate it. So I will be back in a few minutes and I will show you the decorated piece. Okay, I'm back. And here is my finished card. I added the frame around the outside. I added the cute little kitty. Head over heels about you. I added another frame on the inside. I love that we're friends. There's their kitty. I love hanging out with you. And then happy Valentine's Day. So that is my fun window card. I guess I would call that a pop-out window card. I think that format works really well. So thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Take care.